friends, and welcome back to Ration Nerd. It has been an excellent vacation. I came back recharged, refreshed, and ready to rock out with the proverbial cock out and get back into some old shit. This is going to be a ton of fun. I definitely want to thank one of my viewers and Patreon subscribers, David Boots, for sending over this awesome omelet with ham, absolutely free to the channel, just because he wanted to help out, or maybe he wanted to poison me. I'm not really sure, but he is a paid Patreon member, so I don't think he has a vested interest in me dying anytime soon. This one was brought to you by me and my paycheck. This cheese omelet with vegetables was purchased off of eBay. I have no clue about the storage conditions of this guy. So this ought to be a hell of a lot of fun to get into both of these rations. I did this because this is a pretty cool cross-section of a vintage omelet with ham and a cheese omelet with vegetables. I'm not 100% sure if both of these menus were considered the Vomelette, because they're both omelets and they probably make you want to puke when you eat them. I have never had either one, neither the brown bag nor the light tan bag, but we're going to crack into these and have a great time. And just a little channel update. As I was taking some time off, I took some time to reflect on a lot of the comments and emails I've received about the channel, and I just want to assure all of you that I've heard you, I've listened to you, and I have decided to make absolutely zero fucking changes to the channel. I'm going to keep rolling with this the way that I keep doing it. I'm not going to change a thing. To be quite honest with you, I'm doing this for me and the few people that really support me on Patreon and memberships on YouTube, and hitting that like button, hitting that subscribe button, and the comments and all that good stuff. So if you guys like my content, keep coming back. I will keep creating more content. Now, I do want to take a single moment to say, I do have a lot of appreciation for US MRE'S, and the reason is because they fit a lot of calories into a really stable platform and easy to transport, where you can carry a ton of calories with you in a bag and it stays good for a really long time under the right storage conditions. They've been rocking out MRE'S in these configurations. The first MRE'S went into mass production in 1981, and they went into relatively wide circulation pretty quickly. They weeded out a lot of shitty menus like these two you see sitting here in front of you. So I really don't have a ton of hate for US MRE'S, in the sense that they are very shelf stable, lots of calories in a relatively light package. I am not a fan of all the processed food and feeding mostly sugar to our troops. I think that's a really bad idea. That's just my personal opinion. I really happen to like canned food in rations, but I also understand that there's a weight restriction with cans, as well as additional noise in transporting them, which is pretty easily solved. The bottom line is they pack a lot of calories into a small amount of space. So I have a love-hate relationship with the US MRE. My largest complaint with the US MRE is I think our soldiers deserve better. In fact, I know they deserve better. Everything that they have to go through eating this kind of crap is just not acceptable, in my humble opinion. It's field expedient, it's calorie dense, it's going to be around for a while. My opinion means zero to the US military. They're not going to change their mind based on my goofy ass YouTube channel. They're trying to feed soldiers, so I get that. So with all that nonsense out of the way, and a big fat thank you to David Boots for sending this particular brown bag over to the channel. Rock out, dude. That was really cool of you, and I really appreciate it. We are going to get the latest MRE out of the way, and we're going to check out this brown bag omelet with ham first. We're definitely going to crack into both of them. I just wanted to check out like omelets through the years. So oddly enough, this ration, we haven't checked the pack date yet, but this ration should be anywhere from 1988 to 1993. That was how long they produced this particular menu. So we'll have to check out the production date once we open this sucker up. And the veggie omelet, only from 2006 to 2008. That's a pretty short-lived menu, and there's probably a really good reason behind that, but we'll figure that out when we get to it. That's if anything inside of that bag even survived. Now, when David sent this to me, he did say he got a bunch of other ones along with this one, and he tried it, and he's still alive, so we should be just fine. Each one of these MREs, actually both of these MREs, average out about 1,250 calories a piece. It's relatively lightweight considering its calorie content, so we are definitely saving this bag, because this is a piece of vintage history right here. We get out ye old knife and go at it from the back, because that's the way she likes it, is from the back. That's what I'm talking about. Not even trying to see if that seal was peelable. I don't even care. because I don't want to destroy this thing, but on to the wholesome goodness. We have some cheese spread. Let's start looking for a date code. Wow, this must have been a really, really well stored ration. This is not delaminated. And this thing is really old. Thermopack, Stone Mountain, Georgia. Pretty awesome. And that's 1.5 ounces in a dark brown bag. That's really cool. I've not had one of these yet. This ought to be a really good time. If I survive the experience, that is, which, you know, there's always that chance that you might not survive the experience, in which case it will not be fun. But as long as I make it through to the other side, the fun was real. Ooh, we have old school US MRE spoon, and that really just reminds you of a regular new production US MRE spoon. Speaking of, and aside from this being much darker and this being lighter, both plastics absolutely feel more or less the same. This bad boy is definitely going in the spoon collection. And some crackers. You know you like them crackers. All right, where's my date code? Standard Crackers by Sepaco. That's awesome. Little cracker action. Here we go. We have Accessory Packet B. We will crack into that in a minute. This is from Sinpack Incorporated from Cincinnati, Ohio. Accessory Packet B in the house. Now that is one hell of a date code right there. We've got some potatoes au gratin. Kind of a strange breakfast item, but hey, it is what it is. So 5 ounces of au gratin potatoes, and I have not seen one of these date codes before. Let's just open this up, see if the retort pouch of potatoes survive, see if there's a date code stamped on there or printed on there would be even better. So let's check this out. Kind of like liquid in there. Very interesting. There are some stains on the outside of this bag, which is kind of weird. And I'm not really sure how to read that date code. Now, there is no visible delamination on this, so that is actually pretty cool, considering how old this thing potentially is. I'm going to hold that up to the camera so you can try to see those water stains on there, or there's some kind of liquid stain on the outside of the bag. Not really sure what that is about. Now, to be fair, our gratin potatoes go down there. To be fair, there is no water damage on the exterior of this box. Maybe that's part of the packaging process. Not really sure. Here's a ration that potentially is anywhere from 1988 to 1993. And look at how small the ingredient list is. Let me bring that right up to your eyeballs so you can read that. Take a look at that nice, simple list of ingredients. It's in a retort pouch. It's thermostabilized. There's no reason to put 17 other weird chemicals in it. That's what I'm saying. Nice short ingredient list. That's pretty awesome. I was really expecting a 4-digit date code, but that is so not what I got. And this one doesn't even have a date code on it. That's a little disturbing, but that's all right. You know, production, things happen in production. So we have here our omelet with ham, and that does not feel like anything has compromised the retort pouch. That's absolutely awesome. I mean, this thing held up better than some more modern MREs that I've seen. That is absolutely epic. There is some of that water stain on the outside of the bag. Not really sure if you guys can see that with the camera angle and the lighting and all that craziness, but there is a bit of water stain or some kind of stains on the exterior, which does seem to rub off when you rub at it, so that's kind of weird. But this is definitely really cool. This is some ancient food technology right here, and there's like a little omelet with ham just chilling in there. That is super awesome. Okay, so by my best estimation, what I can see here by this date code stamped on the bottom of the omelet, as normal I jumped the gun and said there was no date code, this should be 1992. It's been around for a little while. We're definitely rolling the dice eating something this old, but you know, that's what we do, because sometimes you just got to eat the old stuff. I guess you really don't have to eat the old stuff, but we're going to anyway, because that's what we do here, for better or for worse. What is in here? We have a beverage base powder, lemon lime, which actually is not a brick, which you never know what the storage conditions of this were, but this does still feel like it's powdered, sound like it's powdered. We're certainly going to give it a try, and if it is carbonated, we're not going to drink it, because we've gone down that road before, and that was kind of nasty. We're not doing that again. And we have a cocoa beverage powder type 1, fortified, 1.5 ounces. Looks like we're having some hot cocoa action, and that's by Gianni Brothers Packaging Company, Kansas City, Missouri. There's definitely a very diversified list of manufacturers that went into making this MRE. And we have an oatmeal cookie bar, which I'm absolutely looking forward to. These things are pretty awesome. There we go. We got that 2 in the front. So this is a 1992 awesome sauce. It was like 1 year before I graduated high school. This MRE was kicking around in somebody's rucksack, and that is some shit fell out the bottom of the bag. What's that? Oh, That's like some glue from the packaging or something. Who knows? But that is that's everything out of that bag. So we are definitely going to go at these one at a time. I'm going to move this stuff out of the way, set it off to the side. We're going to unpack that cheese omelet with vegetables. We'll see what's in that bag. So let me move this shit out of the way so we can make room. All right, the market for MREs is absolutely all over the place, especially when you're dealing with old ones. So I will throw some caution out there. A lot of these tan bag MREs that I've gotten, starting at about the 2006-ish range up to like the more recent iteration of the MRE, a lot of these have sat around in like people's garages and sheds and just gone completely nasty. We're going to dig into this simply because it's the cheese omelet with vegetables. That's a menu number 4 in case you were wondering. But this bag from the exterior conditions has certainly taken a beating. It has seen some rough handling, so you never know what you're going to get in one of these. So just buyer beware. If you're not buying brand new in-date rations, just know that when you crack into one of these things, every single item could be spoiled. Something could have leaked, spilled out into the packaging, and my advice to you as a professional, giggle, I'm not a professional, I'm just a goofball, but as someone who has experience digging into a lot of these bags and finding a lot of really nasty contents in them, just be careful when you're getting into this older stuff. Just go cautiously, use your nose, use your eyes, use your common sense, something that we're in short supply of here on this channel, but just be careful when you're getting into older stuff. That's just my little public service announcement for the day, and I'm all kind of wound up. I haven't done a video in a while. I'm really looking forward to getting into these things. Can you guys tell I missed you? I missed you. Did you miss me? If you didn't, I guess you're probably not here, but if you did, welcome back, homie. Here we go. Let's get into menu number 4 and see if this thing survived. I have my doubts about this guy, if I'm being honest. No telling if this thing is still intact. I have a lot of MREs that I've opened up on camera and never posted the video because they were absolutely spoiled and rancid. Well, that was very interesting. I've never had a MRE sack just open right up on the seam like that and puke its contents all over the table. Well, so much for the dramatic reveal, so I guess we can move this bag the hell out of the way. So all the contents that just kind of puked out here are from 2007. So our crackers, which have taken a bit of a beating, also have that 2007 date code, so we have some cracker action. We have some apple butter, which I really hope is still good. The US apple butter is actually pretty awesome. So we have 1 ounce of apple butter. Your classic US MRE spoon, which is probably the best part of the ration as far as I'm concerned. And we have a toaster pastry frosted brown sugar. You know, it's just a Pop-Tart. I'm kind of excited about it because these things last for a really long time. So that should be just fine. Really nice vacuum sealed and an extremely thick packaging. If nothing else, the brown sugar Pop-Tart ought to be just fine. We have a flameless ration warmer that's just going to piss me off, and you know what I'm going to do with this? Absolutely nothing. We're throwing that away because it's a piece of garbage, especially by this point. I am boiling the shit out of these items, so that way, if there is any foodborne illness in there, maybe I can boil it out. I don't know. Just trying to think, but I'd much rather have it hot. And we have a cinnamon scone. This is really looking up. It seems like they gave you a lot of really good items to go along with a really shitty main, but we will find out. We have a beverage-based lemonade. Nothing like having a cheese and vegetable omelet with a freshly stirred glass of lemonade beverage base? Probably not. And we've got that cheese omelet with vegetables. Let's see what's in this guy. Whew, that's got a much larger ingredient list. I mean, look, we went from 1988 to like 1992, and look at that ingredients list for you. That is a shit ton of ingredients. A lot of them you probably can't even pronounce. That's my issue with modern MREs, and that's really my only issue. Other than that, and they're packed full of sugar, but you already knew that. So that actually looks pretty decent. A little bit of delamination. Ooh, a little bit of something over here. That looks... I'm not sure. Oh, come on now. Okay, there's no weird smell or anything. Maybe that's just some glue from the packaging. We're just going to roll with it. It does have a little bit of delamination going on, especially over in this corner where I did see some goop hanging out there. Not really sure what that was. Could be glue from the packaging process. I could just be overly cautious, which is a great idea when dealing with really old-ass food. But we have our Vomelette going on, and we've got that hot beverage bag, which we are certainly not going to use because we'll just make a mess with that. What else we have here? Hash browns with bacon. That actually sounds pretty awesome. Nothing like some sodium phosphate and some sodium erythrobate, some sodium nitrate to go along with your hash browns with bacon. Yeah, that sounds amazeballs right there. So we have another relatively intact retort pouch with, again, just something spooged on the outside. What is it with, I get like no luck. In this date range, I have really bad luck with MREs, if I'm being honest. I have opened a ton of these things that I've not shown on the channel that were just absolutely spoiled. But I hate to squish this too much. I just want to see if it's leaking anywhere. But there you go. We have a little glob of spooge on there. Not really sure what that is. I guess maybe it'll come off when we boil it. But we've got some hash browns with potatoes. I mean, to be fair, if this wasn't a retort or thermostabilized vegetable omelet, it might not be heinous to have a veggie omelet and some hash browns with bacon. Although I think it kind of defeats the point of having a vegetable omelet if you're going to have bacon in here, because otherwise this would be a vegetarian meal. And just for the record, that is not fake bacon. There's actually real bacon in those hash browns and potatoes, so it would have made a whole lot more sense to pair this with a vegetarian main, but I'm just saying. And we have a little baby Tabasco sauce, which is free to anybody that wants it, because I certainly don't. I'm not a big fan of Tabasco sauce. And we have that accessory kit that we will dig into when we do this meal. But first things first, we're gonna get that 1992 omelet with ham, heated up, ready to go out onto a tray, and I'll be right back. Ration boiling footage, ration boiling footage. Some weirdo people want some ration boiling footage. All right, my friends, welcome back. We have everything out onto a tray, but I have some old business to attend to. As all my Patreon members know, we do a ration giveaway once a month. If you want to be eligible to get a free ration from yours truly, you have a chance anyway. You can join me over here on Patreon to get a chance to win you some free rations and help support this channel, because Lord knows, I need some support. Anyhow, we are going to announce the winners of that drawing right now, because I don't want my Patreon members to think I forgot about them. And in addition, I'm giving away 2 rations this month because I didn't get it out on time, and that's totally my fault, and I don't know what all these random hand gestures are about. We can start with the name drawing. I'm just gonna roll through the name drawing really fast. I'm not gonna bother making a big production out of it. So Thomas Bruns, he gets the Russian ration because he was the first name out of the hat. So Thomas Bruns, congratulations. You're gonna be getting a message from me on the Patreon, getting your address and all that good stuff to mail you out a Russian ration. And the second ration winner is DeCarlos Perry. So there you go. That is the double ration giveaway this month. So Thomas Bruns and DeCarlos Perry, congratulations, guys. Thomas, I'll be contacting you to get you that Russian ration. DeCarlos, I'm going to have to cook up a little something special for you. You're a longtime supporter of the channel. You've been here with me almost since the beginning. So, buddy, we're going to have a little chat on Patreon. You're getting a free ration, too. So those are your 2 ration winners for this month. And as you can see from that beautiful boil footage, we've got 2 hot-ass mains to get out on this tray, so let's get that taken care of. I'm going to be 100% honest with you. I don't know how long I boiled these. I went up and I started talking to Mrs. Ration Nerd, and then we walked out to the garage, yada yada, talking, bullshit, and then I just literally lost track of time. I think these sons of bitches boiled for about 15 minutes, so hey, they're nice and hot. They're absolutely ridiculous hot. So we have those hash brown potatoes going on, and we've got our really hot omelet with ham going on as I get some burnt digits, but that's completely okay. This food has been thoroughly heated. All right, we're gonna have to get Mr. Crackers out of the way. Get out of the way, Cracker. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna make up these drinks. Before I get these out of their nice heated vessels, I'm gonna let them nest together and stay hot. First, we're gonna mix up this cocoa beverage powder type 1. Cannot wait. You know what? There are times when the nerd just really comes out, and this is absolutely one of them. I have not had one of the dark brown MRE bags yet, and I'm really looking forward to it. Some Type 1 US MRE hot cocoa is in the house. Let's get a sniff of that. You know, and it doesn't smell much different than standard hot cocoa powder. It doesn't smell as sweet. I know that sounds really weird, but stick with me, it's real. It just doesn't smell as sweet as the hot chocolate you get today. So let's get this out in the cup, get some hot water in it, and see if that hot cocoa is still good. It smells fine. It doesn't have any weird smells or funny odors. It's perfectly powdered, so it looks like it's survived the test of time. And the one that I'm definitely raising an eyebrow at is this beverage-based powdered lemon lime. Let's check this out. You know, for 12 ounces of water, this big glass is absolutely not going to be necessary. Now watch, there's going to be coffee in that accessory packet, and I'm going to squeal like a girl, and then I'm going to have to drink my coffee out of a really big glass. That's all right. We can squeal like a girl and drink coffee out of whatever we want. Honestly smells pretty hideous, but it probably smelled like that from the day one. I mean, it has that weird like chemical cleaner smell, like lemon chemical cleaner. That's all right. In the glass it goes. Not everything smells great right out of the pack. Oh, not everything smells great right out of the package, and not everything you get out of a package goes in the glass. As you can see, I'm in a pretty good mood. Can you tell? I'm back from vacation. It was pretty awesome. Those of you who are either paid members of the channel here on YouTube or Patreon members got to see my little Penzic vacation footage. It was just small. It was a lot of fun. I'm rested and relaxed, and now I'm back to work, which is absolutely batshit bonkers. But you didn't come here to hear about my job, did you? No, probably not. Let's hydrate some drinks. And if you're not drinking it, you should be drinking some water, because it'll keep you alive. It looks about like 12-ish ounces. And 3/4 of a canteen cup is what I think it said on that packaging. I could be wrong. We're going to go for some nice strong hot cocoa. And get your mix on. All right, drinks are hydrated. Let's check out this oatmeal cookie bar, which I really want this thing to have survived. The only thing that could have possibly happened to this is the fats inside of it went rancid, which would be a real bummer. And we certainly don't want to contaminate the situation with any lemon lime beverage base. So let's get that shit out of there. So let's check out this oatmeal cookie bar, crossing my fingers. And that has a little bit of an odd scent. I mean, I would too if I'd been sitting around in a bag this long, but that's all right. Let's get it out of there and see. That is a good looking oatmeal cookie bar if I've ever seen one. Nice glossy surface on that thing. Check that out. That's like a piece of history right there. Absolutely love it. Let's check out these crackers. Ooh, that was a nice inhalation of air, because you can't say the other thing because that's ridiculous. But anyway, let's get a sniff of these. Do they smell like old library books or like some fresh crackers? And those smell like US MRE crackers. I am absolutely in amazement that this ration was stored as well as it. Oh, look at that. How pretty they are. This ration was stored really well, and just the fact that this food has been around as long as it has, that's absolutely insane. Look at that. That is, oh, I'm just making an absolute mess at everything. That's okay though. Look at that. That is a really sexy MRE cracker if I've ever seen one. That's got a real pleasant looking like golden toast to it. Even if this thing is completely rancid and inedible, at least it looks great. That is a yummy looking cracker. I'm really excited about that. That is absolutely good stuff. We're going to check out that cheese in a minute. Let's get these mains out of here. This ought to be a lot of fun. We'll do the cracker relocation program. All right, this is just too messy. Give me a second while I clean this shit up, just to make sure we don't have things completely cross-contaminating each other. I just got all the crumbs and nastiness out of the way because I want to put the hash browns with bacon in this top portion of the tray. Let's check these guys. Oh, juicy. Oh, let's get a sniff of that. Like, it's real saucy. And oddly enough, that smells perfectly fine. It smells like fake cheese. I'm okay with that though, just simply because it survived that long in a thermostabilized retort pouch and actually looks like it's going to be edible. That is absolutely amazing food technology. Ooh, and that's an absolutely hot ass retort pouch. I am always shocked and amazed at the technology. Oh, that can be added to food. or the technology that could be used in the production and storage of food. I still don't like all the chemicals that go into the modern MRE, but to be fair, this one has a much smaller list of chemicals, which is absolutely awesome. Let's get onto this omelet with ham, which I don't know. I don't know exactly what to expect, so we're just going to dig in. We're going to go in with an open mind and, jiggle. Oh, are you seeing that? Oh, jiggle. Oh, that kind of, I'm not gonna lie to you, that kind of smells like vomit right in the bag, but it could just be the fact that it's like some kind of weird egg product in there. We're gonna give it its day in court. I don't want to just like toss out the baby with the bathwater, as they say, but let's, just juicing right, it doesn't even look like eggs. Oh, it doesn't look like ham. It doesn't look like eggs. It looks like some weird amalgamation of the two. That right there, I've seen dog food that looks better. That is absolutely atrocious. We're not going to judge. It does smell a little bit like vomit, if I'm being 100% honest. That smelled like a relatively medium quality kind of fake powdered cheese sauce. That actually smelled pretty good. That smells like vomit. Not really sure. Let's see if this cheese spread survived. I really hope it did. I really want to eat some like really ancient 1992 cheese spread. It would be absolutely epic, but I've had cheese spread do the head fake on me before, where I'm squishing it up in the pouch and it felt great, and then next thing you know, it's like Play-Doh coming out of the pouch. You can go back in the video history and find that video where I had like the Play-Doh cheese. It was pretty horrible. Let's check out 1.5 ounces of cheese spread from 1992. Ooh. Oh. Ooh. Oh. That's got several different colors going on inside of that bag. And that just, that does not smell kosher at all. So what we're going to do is we're going to move that cookie bar well out of the way, and we're just going to get this cheese out on the tray so we can take a look at it. Oh, that's got several different dark colors in there that don't remind me anything of cheese. Oh yeah. Oh. That's great. Oh, let's get it all out. Oh, get every bit of it out there. Oh, I'm not sure if I'm eating that. Well, I'm lying to you. We're going to take a bite of it. I mean, that piece right there is very distressing. That like dark, that looks like it's burnt. Trust me, that's not burnt. But if I'm being 100% fair, I gotta say, the crackers look amazing. Those potatoes smell great. Cookie bar smells like it could be edible. Drinks look like they survived. Let's check out what's in this accessory packet and see what else we get with this meal. Accessory packet B. Nice little foil line pack. Ooh, oh, dropping shit. We have a Mars solid milk chocolate bar. I hope that survived. That's a really cool item. We have some Domino's sugar, not too shabby. Uh-oh, cream substitute, dry, non-dairy. I might be squealing like a girl. We have some frickin' Lighthouse toilet paper. That's for boogers. We're not even going over that this time around. I've got better shit to do. We've got some matches. Oh, wait, for those people that'll send me hate mail, red tips, fuckers, red tips. After that, we have a little bottle of Tabasco sauce that is mostly brown, but that's okay. We ain't using that shit anyway. Oh, we've got some Taster's Choice action. Look at that little Taster's Choice. We're going to have to check that for dry mold. I recently did a video where it had some Taster's Choice in there, and it was absolutely dry molded. Hopefully, this ration was stored well enough that this stuff survived. That is absolutely awesome. Iodized salt, always a good thing. A little wet nap. And some spearmint gum that probably tastes just like those matches, but we might check it out. What's a little sulfur in your diet? Can't be bad for you, right? All right, let's get this spoon out of the way. Let's check out this Mars milk chocolate bar. Check that guy out. That's classy right there. I kind of want to open this up so I can stick that up on the camo netting, because that'd be pretty cool looking up there. I don't want to shred this packaging too bad. I'm almost kind of sad to open it. Let's give that a sniff. And that smells like matches. I really wish they would have just packed the matches independently. We'll probably get a little nibble of this, even though it's probably pretty rancid. I don't know. It has a really odd, like almost like chocolate camouflage appearance, which is really odd. It's just got these weird waves that run through it. I don't know. We'll give it a nibble and we'll check it out. Certainly looks odd. I'm really praying for it to be good. Gonna definitely save that to stick on the wall. I'm such a nerd. All right, we're definitely gonna start at the beginning and we're gonna get right into that. No, we're not. We're gonna try some of this hot cocoa because it's over here screaming my name. So before this gets any cooler, ooh, it's still nice and hot. Let's give that hot cocoa a little sniff. It smells kind of questionable, if I'm being honest. It smells a little bit like wet cardboard. Let's give it a taste. You know what? That hot cocoa is absolutely fine. It is a little less sweet than the hot cocoa you get today, which is perfectly fine by me. Nice and smooth, nice and creamy. That is absolutely a great hot cocoa formula. I kind of wish they'd put that back in US MREs, because that's really nice. Still sweet and creamy without being oversweet and chock full of sugar. That's yummy as hell. Now let's try some of this lime beverage base. It smells like a lollipop, which is kind of cool. Wow. And that's absolutely made with just sugar. That is yummy. It has that fake lime Kool-Aid flavor, which honestly, I really like. This stuff is really good. Here's another item I wish they'd put right back in US MREs. This is actually pretty tasty. And that's a great palate cleanser. If anything here really tastes like horrible ass, that's going to be a big help. I kind of want another sip of this hot cocoa because it's actually really good. Drinking some antique hot cocoa. Absolutely awesome. So before we proceed into the food, let's check this coffee and see if this is dry molded or not. I certainly have my eyebrows raised at this Taster's Choice because I've seen a lot of Taster's Choice go bad over time. We're just going to get the whole thing out here. And it certainly looks nice. It doesn't look bad. Let's give it a little sniff. And that smells just like match heads. God damn it. Whose brilliant idea was it to put the coffee and stuff like the gum in the same pack as the matches? Like, that is just absolute horseshit. So let's get this coffee in here, see if we can have a little match flavored coffee. Get this booger paper out of the way. Ain't nobody using no damn booger paper. Well, yes, you are for a booger. So we're going to hit it up with some probably tastes like matches sugar because it's in a paper package, and some cream substitute dry non-dairy, which is still powdered. I am really surprised. This ration must have been stored extraordinarily well. And I don't think we're going to be able to drink this because it's probably going to taste like matches, but we'll put it out on the table just to take a look at it. All right, now for the moment of truth. We are going to give that a minute to just like kind of incorporate and get that match flavor going on. We're going to go right at this omelet. I know that's what you guys are waiting for. It's just squishy and gelatinous. It's like spongy and weird. Now that it's out of the bag, it doesn't smell as much like vomit as it did when it was inside of the bag. Maybe it's just like off-gassing the filth. I'm not really sure, but I know you guys would like to see a close-up of that omelet with ham. That's some good-looking stuff, is it not? Your bite? Absolutely. It's your bite? Nope, damn it. All right, so here we go with our first bite of omelet with ham. That is something else. What? I don't know, but it's certainly something else. Hold on for a minute. That's kind of, So it does have a background taste of vomit. I'm really not sure that I can eat any more of this. Damn it, and damn it. It just has this weird smoked ham flavor. It doesn't, in my opinion, it doesn't taste anything like eggs. It just tastes like smoked ham with like a weird, like spongy, kind of like gelatinous mass surrounding the little bits of smoked ham. And then the vomit taste doesn't even get you right off the bat. Like, I don't know, anybody that's ever vomited would know what I'm talking about. It's weird. It's like that background. It's still in there. And I'm not getting any like numbing or tingling. Not that you always get that with every bit of food poisoning. Be aware, YouTube, your warning starts here. But that background taste of vomit really has me like raising an eyebrow at this thing. It still tastes like smoked ham. It does not taste like eggs. Very weird spongy texture. We're going in for bite number 2 because, as the shirt ought to say, fuck it, I have antibiotics. So here we go with bite number 2. Oh, okay. All right. Now, I'm not at all saying that. Wait a minute. Okay, never mind. I'm saying it. Hold on. Okay, we got to have a moment of pure, unadulterated honesty. So if you are not an adult, turn this goddamn video off. If you're an adult that can deal with a little bit of bad language, come on the rest of the journey with me. We've got to have a talk about this. David Boots, thank you, man. This is a rocking, fun experience. But I have to say, in real life, very few things actually make me want to vomit. Like, I can watch somebody vomit, doesn't bother me. I can see blood and guts and, like bloated deer carcasses on the side of the road. None of that bothers me. Kitty cat or a dog just like crunched up and strewn out over like a quarter-mile highway. Yeah, it's gross, but whatever. It doesn't bother me. Doesn't make me want to hurl. Doesn't make me need to look away. Just explaining me for a second, okay? That literally almost made me throw up. It has such a vomit flavor to it. So there's your vomelet. Now maybe the veggie omelet is the real vomelet. Or maybe they called this one like just Vomelette because it's vomit and omelet. Wow, that tastes like vomit. And nothing on this planet is worse to this guy than actually vomiting. So that flavor, the first time, wasn't as pronounced. As I got further into this sponge of eggy, hammy weirdness, that vomit flavor really kicked off, and it really made my gorge rise. I had to like push back from the table a little bit, just completely eject everything that was in my mouth and just say no. Sometimes you just gotta say no, and that I'm absolutely saying no to. That actually tastes like vomit, literally. It's absolutely horrible. I feel for the men that got issued this MRE, and this was what they had to eat. I imagine all they had was like everything in this area and just threw that the hell out, because that's where it belongs, in the trash. That is absolutely the worst ration item I think I've ever had to date. Number one worst ration item, omelet with ham. Great experience, horrible food item. And that taste is like all up in the back of my throat. I just can't get it out. It's like, it's actually like vomiting. Like you after you vomited, you just can't get that smell or taste out of your mouth for a while. It's like stuck up in the back of your nostrils. That is absolutely the worst. I tell you what, this cheese is just not getting any love from me. I've done some pretty weird shit on this channel. That cheese is chunky. It's like Play-Doh. It has absolutely seen better days. That weird stain in there says at some point oxygen probably got in that packaging and that cheese is no more good. I'm just simply amazed that it retained any moisture content at all over the years, that it wasn't just like Play-Doh. It's kind of chunky. It's kind of there. We're not eating it, and mainly because of that really dark spot. Otherwise, I might reach in there and get just a tiny nibble. But you know what? I really don't feel like having to like run and take a bunch of antibiotics. So we're going to leave that cheese on the tray where it sits. Have a look at it. That's some really old cheese. Probably not going to find a good one in an MRE this old. I could be completely wrong, but that cheese is not going in this face. That vomit flavor is horrible. All right, so let's move on to these potatoes. Hopefully these guys survived. Ought to be pretty good. Feast your eyes on that au gratin potatoes. So let's see. Let's get an up-close sniff. It smells a little bit weird, but it also smells like kind of powdered cheese, so it doesn't smell all that strange. Now that's odd. That has no weird aftertaste. It really does just taste like fake powdered cheese. Potatoes actually still have a little bit of texture. This smells cheesy, but I just read through the ingredients, and there's not a single ounce of cheese in, or not a single drop of cheese in these hash browns. It's just like cornstarch, soybean oil, and shit like that, and some flavoring, but that's not even supposed to be cheese. It tastes kind of cheesy. I've been talking about it being cheesy, and it's not really cheese. I'm not really sure if that makes them good or bad, but they don't taste horrible. I mean, quite honestly, if I put that on a tray in front of you and told you it was like au gratin potatoes, you'd believe me. It tastes like fake cheese. Probably why I thought it smelled and tasted like a really cheap cheese powder, because it's not even cheese. That omelet with ham is super sad. That thing is absolutely disgusting. These potatoes are winning me back over, though. Not too bad. Just kind of tastes like a cheap, cheesy, generic cheesy potato. And since we ran out of things to eat with the spoon, we're going to give this a fuck that vomit tasting omelet squishy, weird, spongy thing spoon drop. Goodbye. Let's check out these crackers. I have this weird feeling that these things survived, and I really hope they did. This is like eating a piece of history. Kind of geeking out on this right now. I really appreciate you, David, for sending this over. This is awesome. Well, let's see. We've got this little piece of cracker right here. Let's get that in the face and see if these crackers survived. Well, that is absolutely amazing. These crackers do not seem at all to be salted. Nice and toasty. Nice, just toasted cracker flavor. Completely salt-free. Almost kind of like a matzo cracker or something like that. Oddly enough, 1992 until present day, 2025, we still have a pack of completely edible crackers. It's a real bitch. We don't have any cheese to go on them, but hey, that's the ration game. But we do have some crackers from 1992 that I get to sit here and nibble on and giggle about. I guess we do have some of this not cheese. We could just kind of like scrape the crackers through to give them a little bit of moisture. It's kind of weird though. It tastes like cheese, but it's totally not cheese. Kind of weird. I am certainly lamenting the loss of that cheese right now. These crackers are pretty epic. They should just really do like a throwback and start making the crackers just like this in modern MREs. I mean, you might say to yourself, there's got to be a reason why they got away from this recipe and went to the modern recipe for US MRE crackers. But you know, there's also a reason why the Bradley infantry fighting vehicle doesn't really carry infantry. And it was originally intended to. So that's the US military for you. But they used to be able to make some banging crackers though. And let's wash that toasty goodness down with some of this pretty epic hot cocoa. Man, if anybody at the DoD is watching this, and I know you're not, but just in case, the random chance somebody from the DoD picks this up, go back to like cocoa beverage powder type 1. This stuff is absolutely epic. And let's see if this coffee tastes like matches or if it tastes like matches. It smells like matches. Oh, that's absolutely epic. So that coffee is 100% amazing in the fact that it absolutely tastes like you took a really nice, like solid, well-made French press and you got the absolute best coffee you could actually know. Let me stop. That's a lie. You got some medium grade, kind of shitty coffee, but you can put it in a French press and really get all the flavor out of it. And then, right at the end, you decide that you're going to get an entire pack of matches, take all the match heads right off of these guys, grind them up, and stick them in your fucking coffee, and then pour some scalding hot water through the coffee grinds, let it soak in the match heads to really impart that really nice sulfur match head flavor into your coffee. Epic idea. Highly recommend it. Match head coffee is absolutely the best. Really, storing the matches with the coffee was probably the worst idea ever. It's just a damn shame that those matches contaminated that coffee, and I'm 100% sure this gum tastes just like matches. So does that salt. Hell, that wet nap might even smell like matches. The Tabasco might even have a hint of match smell to it, but we'll never find out because we're not opening that shit up. And let's get over into this oatmeal cookie bar, which I am really desperately hoping survived. It doesn't smell rancid. I'm just going to get a big old bite of this thing. That bite of that oatmeal cookie bar was worth the entire experience. That was a great bite of an oatmeal cookie bar. Not rancid at all. Nice and sweet. Great oat flavor. A little hard and like a brick. It's not exactly the softest thing on the planet, but once it gets inside of your mouth, chews up really easy. Just kind of crumbles into just like a big mess of like sweet oats. Little crunchy bits, very sweet and sugary. Give you guys a little cross section of that so you can see that amazing cookie bar that stood the test of time since 1992. That is absolutely awesome. This thing is amazing. The bite of that vomit omelet was absolutely worth getting to this oatmeal cookie bar. This is absolutely amazing, and I'm loving every bite of it. And now we got to get to some chocolate bar action. Let's give you another look at this crazy milk chocolate camo that thing has going on. I'm getting ready to stick that in my face. Let's get a last smell. Oh, that just doesn't look right. It doesn't smell exactly great either. We're just going to go for a little nibble. Yeah, a little nibble is appropriate, not a big old bite. Oh. We got to eject that rancid fat taste out of our mouth. Oh god. That's why I prefer dark chocolate in rations. It lasts a hell of a lot longer. That milk chocolate, you can see the fat separation. There's a bit of rancidity in there. That's a damn shame. I think in its day, that would have been an epic chocolate bar. Really nice looking, cool packaging as far as I'm concerned. When it was good, I'm sure it was great. Now, not so awesome. But that's okay. We've got Mr. Oatmeal Cookie Bar to keep us company. That oatmeal cookie bar is absolutely the bomb. Well, my friends, that was my lunch. I'm going to give it a couple of hours because, in all 100% honesty, which I'm always honest with you guys, my stomach is not feeling the best right now. Maybe it's just because I kind of wanted to hurl that because of its weird flavor. Maybe something here was not so great. I don't think that's the case. The one thing that I took a bite of that I know was absolutely rancid was that guy. That thing could have always tasted like vomit from the day it came off the production line. I have absolutely no clue. But just to keep things safe and to keep me from getting sick, I'm not eating any more of it. Those crackers were awesome. Those hash brown potatoes were not supposed to be cheesy, but were cheesy. Go figure. That cheese died a long time ago, and everything in that accessory kit got ruined by a pack of matches. That really blows. But that hot chocolate was awesome. That drink mix is awesome. This was a hell of a lot of fun. I'll see you guys in a couple of hours. All right, my friends, we are back with meal number 2 for the day. This is my dinner, but technically it's a second breakfast of the day. Kind of like having a little Hobbit adventure here in Ration Nerd Land, but that is absolutely okay. We're going to rock on. Stomach is feeling better. Not sure if there was something that was maybe a little off in that, or just a vomit taste of that omelet thing that came in that bag just really messed me up. But we'll get into this accessory kit real quick, since we didn't open it earlier. And we got our matches, which have probably screwed up our apple cider. We have that spice cider, which I was actually really looking forward to. Hopefully the matches didn't screw it up. And we have a moist towelette, that stupid booger paper, a pack of iodized salt, which is always good for making things taste mo better, and a pack of cinnamon chewing gum. All right, so here we go. We got that beverage base lemonade. We're going to make up these drinks real quick. And that spiced cider. Let's give that external packaging just a little sniff. Kind of smells like match heads, maybe not too bad. That is a little thick in there. Hopefully this survived. I have had these spiced ciders before. When they survive, they're really actually very tasty. I'm going to do it cold, even though I know it's probably supposed to be hot, but that is all right. Look at that. Hey, and it still smells like cider. Doesn't smell like matches on the inside, which is always nice. And you know how we roll. Don't hate, just hydrate, bitches. And everybody gets a swizz. All right, let's start cracking into this mess. I'm really excited about this cinnamon scone. Hopefully this thing survived. It ought to be pretty epic. It's a Bridgeford product. It is probably just fine. Oh, look at that guy. Yes, a little bit of cinnamon scone action. That actually smells, well, it has a little bit of that artificial food smell that you usually get with a Bridgeford product. But take a look at that thing. That actually looks really good. I'm totally into it. And that Pop-Tart or toaster pastry, we're certainly going to get in this guy. There's probably not a damn thing wrong with this Pop-Tart. This packaging is epic. It's probably double wrapped, but we shall see. Yep, without a doubt. Check that out. Absolutely double wrapped. That wrapper is on there like it was baked onto the Pop-Tart just because of the vacuum seal on the package. I'm really weird. I kind of like Pop-Tarts after they've been vacuum sealed for a while. It just kind of condenses them into this like weird, kind of waxy brick of like brown sugary goodness. I'm actually really looking forward to the Pop-Tart, if I'm being 100% honest. Look at that guy, all flat, smashed. That's just like super condensed Pop-Tart action. Pretty cool. And these crackers actually took a beating, so I don't think these are going to be bad, but they're probably going to be pretty dusty. Well, they didn't lose their seal. That's one good thing, but let's give those a sniff. They have a little bit of an aged cracker smell. I'm kind of getting to a point in my ration review career that I can tell when crackers don't smell particularly fresh. These have a little bit of that library book smell that I always talk about, but not as bad as some of the other crackers I've had out of rations from the same time period. So we'll just kind of pour these things out here because these took a bit of a beating in transit. And we'll open up that apple butter in a moment. First thing we're going to do is get these damn hash browns out on the tray. As you know, these things have been boiled ferociously. So let's get the hash browns with bacon out and see what that's all about. Let's give them a little sniff and a little look inside of the bag first. And those smell perfectly fine. Kind of like the hash browns we had earlier, probably just a little different. Yeah, those don't have that weird cheesy, not cheesy appearance. That's kind of cool in a way. Those hash browns from earlier kind of weirded me out. They had a cheesy taste, but there was no cheese involved in them. But that's all right. If these have a little bit of a cheesy flavor, we're just going to roll with it. Maybe that's the way they were designed, but they certainly didn't say anything about cheese, but they tasted like it, which is certainly a little off-putting. And the star, or I don't know, the villain of the show was going to be that vegetable omelet, or the vomelet, as they say. So let's get this damn thing out of here. And that looks. All right, I know people get angry with me for dropping the F-bomb, but I'm going to tell you what. There's only one thing to say about this thing that is staring at me out of the front of this retort pouch. It is fucking hideous looking. Like, that is absolutely just a heinous looking pouch of food. Let's get our nose on that. Now, thankfully, that doesn't smell like vomit. Maybe I'll be pleasantly surprised. It says supposed to be a cheesy omelet with vegetables. Oh, let's get this. Ooh, that's hot. Let's get this thing out of the bag. Oh, look at that. Oh, that's... oh, it's so foul. Whose idea was this? And quite honestly, I have to know, what the hell is that? I'm not really sure what that is. It's like almost like a piece of plastic or something. It probably isn't. Maybe it's just some eggs that formed on there. I'll tell you what I'm going to do with that little piece. I'm going to tuck him over in the corner. Just stick him to the tray. Pretend we didn't see that. This really looks horrible. Certainly doesn't look like something I want to put in this face, but that's okay. We're going to give it its day in court. First things first, though, before we even take a bite of the vomelet, we're going to check out some of this spiced cider. I have a feeling it's going to be pretty epic if it doesn't taste like matches. Oh, and thank goodness that does not. That spiced cider is something they should really put back in US MREs. This could definitely be a big-time comfort item for a soldier. It's got a nice spiced cider flavor. If you have no clue what spiced cider tastes like, you should go get you some. It's pretty decent. This is an instant. It's not the best one on the planet, but it is pretty good. And I imagine if it was a little cooler outside and I was having this hot, it would be even better. But cold, it's not too shabby. It's spicy. It tastes like apple cider. Well, at least an analog of apple cider. It's actually pretty damn good. They should really consider putting this back in US MREs. This is a pretty damn good item. Let's check out this lemonade. Obviously sugar-free. Probably going to taste a lot like Crystal Light. Let's give it a day in court, though. That's not bad. It's very artificial, quite honestly. It's a little bit more bitter than it is sweet, so it's kind of depressing in that fact, but no big deal. It's not horrible. It's not great. It's just kind of there. The apple cider is absolutely way better. So I guess moving on to the star of the show, which you really came here for, was the vomelet. That is absolutely hideous. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm just going to bring the whole damn tray up so you can get a look at that thing in all of its just glory or horror. Either way, it's pretty nasty looking. It looks like, I don't know, maybe some drywall that somebody dropped some lawn clippings in. Looks pretty hideous. I don't even like that end of it just because it kind of broke apart. It doesn't smell bad, oddly enough. The other one completely smelled like vomit. There's nothing for it. We just got to get a bite of this thing. So let's go. It's weird. It almost has like that whipped yogurt texture, like that overly fluffy oddness to it. Let's give you guys a nice close-up of that bite. I'm getting ready to stick in ye old face hole. This ought to be great. Oh, here we go. In the hatch with the vomelet. That is absolutely horrible. Oh, like at first, I kind of got, it looks like there's some red pepper over here. I kind of got a taste of some pepper, and at first I thought I was going to like, hey, I got to eat my words, guys. This is actually pretty decent. As soon as that mild flavor of the pepper went away, which was pretty fast, then you get that weird clay-like consistency of this thing. It's so bad. It's absolutely nasty. I don't know how soldiers ever ate this on any kind of regular basis. It's almost like this is a punishment. Like you get the veggie omelet. It's absolutely hideous. This thing is just... oh, it's just gelatinous and weird, way too soft of a texture, even for eggs. You can taste the vegetables in it. I can say this does not have a vomity aftertaste, which I am absolutely happy about. This does not have a vomit aftertaste, but it is pretty nasty. It's bitter, it's weird. You get a little bit of vegetable taste out of it, but the texture is extremely off-putting. Just makes you feel like you're eating something you're not supposed to eat. So I guess we're going to take some more bites of it because we're dumb. Apparently that's exactly what we are, but at least this one is sort of kind of edible, but it's really not. I wouldn't recommend this. Do not recommend. Don't put this on your bucket list. You're just going to be sad about it. Oh, that tastes so artificial, bitter, odd. Oh, it just leaves this weird, crazy taste in your mouth. It's just nasty. This was a really horrible idea for a ration item. Whoever came up with this should probably be put in jail. Freeze-dried is the only way to go for anything like this. A wet pack of eggs and vegetables is the absolute worst idea on the planet. That is absolutely hideous. You know, I have to say, I thought the ham omelet was going to be better. This one is definitely better than the ham omelet, but I couldn't sit through this. I would have to be in absolute, utter desperation of hunger to be able to sit and eat this thing. And even then, I'd probably be bitching about it, if I'm being honest. Let's go for some of these hash browns with bacon. These actually look pretty decent. Nice and thick. Good bit of bacon floating around in there, or fakin', whatever it is. But let's bring that up for your saucy little eyeballs to take a look at. Some bacon hash brown action. This shouldn't be too terrible. I've had items like this before in this date range and in the modern MREs. It's usually pretty decent. And the hash browns are absolutely a winner. These are pretty good. It's a shame they put a good ration item like the hash browns with bacon in with this nasty ass omelet. Maybe I'll take a bite of them together. Maybe that'll help the situation. I highly doubt it, but we'll give it a go. So yeah, this thing has some calories in it if you can get it down. And that's the problem with this menu. Like, could you actually get this down? We're going to try it. We have a bite of the omelet and a bite of the hash browns. I'm regretting this decision, but I'm just doing it for you guys. Let's give it a go. Maybe the hash browns and bacon can hide that filthy ass taste of the omelet. I highly doubt it, but we're going to try it. No, that makes it totally worse. Yeah, no, absolutely not. That is absolutely foul, and it messes the hash brown flavor up. Just, it accentuates all the bitter, weird flavors in here. Absolutely not. Hash browns are going to be consumed on their own the way they belong. Maybe hash browns are a breakfast item, but that is not a breakfast item. That is a waste of good, well, whatever the hell they put in there. They just wasted it. They made a really nasty ration item, and they should absolutely be ashamed of themselves. And this is absolutely a thank goodness for the hash browns and fuck that veggie omelet spoon drop. And let's move on to this apple butter, see if that survived. I have a feeling that it did. This ration, even though it looked a little rough on the outside, seems to have been stored a lot better than it looks. Maybe it just, I don't know, got its ass kicked at one point, kind of messed up the crackers, and then somebody stored it properly. That was really good luck on my part. But as I suspected, this apple butter is going to be really dark, which I am not at all scared of. Give that a little sniff. Smells, well, it smells like apple butter. Let's just stick a little bit in the face right after we let you guys take a look at how dark that apple butter got. And let's get a taste of this stuff. And oddly enough, as out of date as this ration is, the apple butter tastes perfect. The crackers are definitely a little stale. The crackers are kind of like really screwing it up for the apple butter. That's a real shame. But one way to fix that stale ass cracker flavor is to put a ridiculous amount of apple butter on this last cracker bit. Not that it's the last cracker bit, but the last one we're probably going to eat. We'll just smother that stale cracker flavor with every bit of apple butter we can pack on it. That ought to do the trick. That's a hell of a lot of apple butter. And I'm not really sure if they have apple butter in the newest iteration of the US MRE. If they don't, they really should. That apple butter, not only did it last way past its expiration date, it actually covers up the very stale flavor of these crackers, and it's really tasty. You really can't even taste the stale cracker because that apple butter is very strong, nice and smooth, finely aged apple butter. Who knew that was going to be so good? I kind of did. Apple butter is banging, and it was really good when they issued it with these MREs, and it's even good today, way past its expiration date. Dear US government, put the damn apple butter back in the MREs. Let me get that last bite. And unless you've been living under a rock, you probably know what a Pop-Tart tastes like. But let me tell you what, Pop-Tarts do change a lot in their texture and just a tiny little bit in their flavor when they have been compressed to this much thinner version of a Pop-Tart, and for some weird reason, I really enjoy them when they're like this. I've had them in a lot of HDRs, the humanitarian daily rations, and I love them when they're smashed up like this. No clue why, just changes the texture a bit, makes the flavor a little bit more pronounced, a little bit harder to chew. That's kind of a good thing in its own way, at least to me. Maybe I'm kind of weird, but we all know I'm a little weird, so go figure. Let's get a bite of this brown sugar Pop-Tart. And that's a perfectly preserved and compressed Pop-Tart. Not much more to talk about with this thing, but I'm just going to sit here and smash it in my face. Nothing like a 16 or 17-year-old Pop-Tart to just close out the day. That's absolutely awesome. Let's get on to this cinnamon scone. See if this thing survived. I have a feeling, it being a Bridgeford product, it's probably just fine. But let's give you guys a little cross-section on that cinnamon scone action. You know you want to see it. You know you want a bite, but you can't have one because you're not here, which is a real bummer. So I'll take a bite for you, and we'll talk about it. And that's a little bit on the dry side. Definitely has an artificial flavor to it. Now, on the dryness, it is a scone. You would expect that, but it doesn't have a very pronounced flavor. After eating that Pop-Tart, it's really kind of disappointing. It's still good, it's still edible, It's nice and chewy and soft, but it is a bit dry, and it certainly stood the test of time. It's way past its own expiration date, but hey, I don't think Bridgeford food really has an expiration date because it's zombie food. It just lasts for a really long time, and this cinnamon scone is no different. A little thick, a little dry, actually a little undersweet, which surprises me, and a little under-flavored. Doesn't taste a whole lot like cinnamon, but it's pretty damn good, all things considered, and it's pretty damn old at this point. The scone recipe is probably just a few ingredients away from just being a piece of bread. It's absolutely not horrible. And with all Bridgeford products, I'm impressed that they last this damn long. Oh, that scone really does turn to cement in your mouth, though. Good God. Well, guys, that was my dinner. Second breakfast of the day. It was kind of a decent ration, all things considered, minus the main item. Lemonade was a little depressing. Apple cider was absolutely great. Hash browns and bacon were pretty damn good. That apple butter and crackers, if those crackers were fresh, I would have put a thin layer across the crackers to enjoy all the crackers with the apple butter. But that apple butter is absolutely the bomb. Needs to be in modern US MRE'S. That Pop-Tart is a Pop-Tart. If you like Pop-Tarts, you would definitely like that. The scone, a little bit on the dry side, a little bit of that funky, weird Bridgeford product flavor, but that's all right. It is what it is. That omelet, though, is absolute fucking garbage, and I'm really glad they took it out of the MRE lineup. I'm glad for our troops. I'm glad for me. I'm glad for the ration community. This was fun, but we're not doing that shit again, that's for sure. So thank you guys for joining me here on Ration Nerd, where we did the omelet extravaganza today. We had the omelet with ham from 1992, and we had the dreaded cheese omelet with vegetables from 2007. It was a lot of fun cracking into these, especially this older guy. Thank you, David. It was a lot of fun, man. I really appreciate you sending this to me. And this veggie omelet that I just got off eBay. This thing was the whole experience was a real trip. Putting wet egg omelets in a retort pouch is a really bad idea. I would love to meet the guy that thought that was going to be a good idea, just so I could slap him upside of his head, because that was stupid shit. And if you like stupid shit, or you like slapping people upside of the head, you know what you could do for this guy? You could hit that like button and hit that subscribe button and talk to me in the chat. It is always a great time to hear from you guys. And if you really appreciate the content I'm putting out for you and you want to help support the channel and you want to be involved in the ration giveaways that I do every month, you could hit me up on Patreon, where for $5 a month you can actually win a ration, which is pretty bitchin'. I do a ration giveaway every month, and on months like this one where I was on vacation and I didn't get my deadline out for the 9th of the month when I'm supposed to give the ration away, I gave away 2 this month because I'm a bitchin' guy, or because I have a lot of rations and I really like my Patreon members. Either way, I think it's pretty cool. You probably will too. Join me on Patreon, help support the channel. It's $5. It's less than a cup of coffee at most places, and you could actually get a free ration in the mail from yours truly. And if you join the Patreon, I'll give you a sticker just because I'm a really cool guy. I'll mail that shit out to you. But you know how it goes from this point in the video on. If you can find something cooler than this omelet with ham and this cheese omelet with vegetables to put in your face hole, you absolutely know what to do. And if you don't, I'm gonna tell you. Eat 'em up.
Man, I just got back from vacation and this guy be eating all this crazy shit, fucking up his stomach. My stomach too, man. It's like I ain't in here feeling that shit. Like, you just don't know. When we went the 2 of us, cause we're together, and every time he got a shit, I got a shit with him. So like, I go in there and like literally like about 45 minutes after he took a couple of like vomit bites from that omelet with ham, man, the bathroom, and it was just like liquid fire come out the butt. I'm not sure how that works, but man, it was definitely liquid. It was definitely liquid. He's peeing out his butt. It was not cool, and I had to be there for that. I had to smell that shit, man. That ain't even cool. You guys really need to talk to this man. Tell him to quit doing the shit he be doing, because it's absolutely silly. Just debasing himself, eating these crazy things, man, just for your entertainment. Like, who the hell is you people, man? Just thinking this guy gonna be eating crazy shit, putting out videos for y'all, man. I don't even know if I can do this shit anymore. I'm locked in here with this motherfucker. Y'all need to just like unsubscribe to this motherfucker, because he eats weird shit, talks weird shit, does weird shit, and I gotta come along for the ride. That shit ain't even right. And if you think it's right, there's something wrong with you. You need help. Maybe it doesn't matter. I talk to you guys. Don't nobody really listen. Ain't nobody ever reached out to me. There ain't no emails to Sling Ration. Ain't nobody care. Don't nobody care. I'm just having a moment, y'all. I'm just feeling kind of lonely. Like stuck in here with this big goofy motherfucker, and ain't none of y'all care.